Hey, this is JD again. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. Please hit like. And I have an old 1885 mainspring that came out of that barrel of the watch I've been working on. I'm just going to show you how I actually order one of these mainsprings. I'm going to order one and show you every friggin' step for ordering it. I got it out of the barrel, and if you look at the back here, the kind of lip it's got that matches it with the inside wall of the barrel. Plus it's got half of what a T would be on this, so I'd probably have to get a T and file it down. But the most important part of this is the thickness and the width of this. So we'll start measuring this right now. Before I start, I'm going to ask a question. Does anybody have any idea what this tool is for? Here it is here. It turns like that, so you think it's for mainsprings or something, right? It fits into a vise of some sort. It's not part of the lathe, and there's a spring here, so you get action both ways, this way, and this way. It snaps. Then there's some, you can unscrew that and change this. So I'm not sure, is this a mainspring winder? What the hell is this? So unsure of what this is, but I'd like some feedback on it so I can figure out what this is. Whatever it is vintage. Alright, what I like to do is I like to grip my caliper in this thing here. I just kind of put it this way so you can see how it's attached. And turn the light on here, and there are the numbers. So the first thing I do is I zeroize it like that, turn it up, tighten it, and then press the 0 button. And this is in millimeters. So I want to measure the thickness of the string, or the spring rather, which is an indication of its strength. So I take the spring here, the mainspring, and I'm just going to straighten out a part of it like that, so I don't have a curve when I'm trying to measure this. And I'll turn it like this and put this in here like this, and then use the back, not the front, use the back when you're turning this like so, and get a measurement. So 0.24, so that's 0.24, so that's pretty good. Now I'll back this off again, see if I can get the whole thing in the video here. So it's 0.24, take it out, tighten it like that, zeroize it again, take it out again. It's 0.24 millimeters, put it in place, maybe at a different angle. Let's see what I get this time. 0.243. So maybe it's thicker because of the way I put it in there, but 0.24 is probably good. So you want to write that down somewhere on a pad. That's 0.24, folks, 0.24. So get a little notepad out and go width 0.24. I think I have dyslexia. I wrote the first number, the second number first. So 0.24 for the width of the mainspring. Now you want to measure the thickness of this mainspring, and that's absolutely critical to fit in the barrel properly. So exact same routine. Zeroize it again. That looks pretty zeroed right there, but I'm going to hit zeroize and back this off a bit and fit the mainspring in. There we go. And what do I got here? I got, try to fit it in perfectly. It's causing me little issues here. That's 2.93. Take it out, back it up. Try it again. 2.924. So 2.924 is probably more accurate. And then back it out. I'm going to zeroize it again. 2.924. Not sure where it gains those millimeters from, but 2.924. Back it up. You can use the big wheel to do that, and then measure it again. Small grip. And try to square it up. 2.92. So I think 2.92 is good enough for army work, as they say. There it is, squeezed in there. So 2.92, 2.92, and that is the, I'll say, thickness of it. And now the length is likely around 300. So I'm going to see if I can figure out the length using a formula. Actually, even better than that is to measure the diameter of the barrel, because you can buy the spring based on the diameter of the barrel. I'm going to go outer diameter because it's very difficult with a micrometer to measure the inside diameter. So that's zeroed. So let me see if I can spin this out quickly. And with the diameter, I may not even need to worry about the length. So what is this thing? This is a massive barrel, isn't it? I'm just going to hold it like this so you can see what I'm up to. And the diameter is, I got to make sure I don't get the teeth involved. There we go. 18.8. Back it up. Try again. 18.89. 18.87. So 18.8. 18 point, it was 8.987, so 18.8. And I might shave off a couple millimeters to do the walls of the barrel. And let me see if I can find that formula for the length. All right, here's what I found, and it says, as has been said, this is a 1905 book. As has been said, in cleaning a watch, the mainspring should be taken out and examined. An ordinary spring, when removed from the barrel, should open to the diameter of 14% of its length. So 14% of its length. So if I take that mainspring that I have here and I look at the diameter and then find out what that would be if it was 100% of its length, what would the length be? You think I should try that out and see what happens? What the heck? And I know that the Cousins site allows you to select the right length based on the barrel size. So, but I'm going to try that for a second. Oh, the book here, very good book, excellent book. I did a review of this book, and it's called Precision Time Measures. It was recommended by someone in the watchmaking community, and this is one hell of a book. So I think it was actually Mark from Australia who recommended this. Thanks a lot, Mark. This is a really good book. It goes through all the theory of mainsprings and compression, and basically said the mainspring is at its strongest when it's halfway between fully coiled up and fully uncoiled. That's when it's at its strongest, and there's physics and reasons for that. So I'm going to see if I can do that 14% job. All right, rough order of magnitude. I'm going to measure it right here. And let's say it's 40, what do we have here? 41, 42, 41, or 42. Let's say 42. So 42, and that's millimeters. All right, there's the answer. If 42 millimeters is 14%, then what is 100%? You just do the ratio. 42 over 14 is x over 100, and you solve for x, and it's 300 millimeters. So actually, that's pretty damn close if I use this rule of thumb. So measuring the mainspring out of the barrel gives me how long it is. So we're going to try this out in ordering. All right, we're at cousinsuk.com. I like this site for mainsprings only because it's probably a little easier to order mainsprings here than it is to go to other sites. And I think I can just go to, what do we have here? Tools, equipments, blah, yada, da, da. What are you looking for? I'll just hit mainsprings. What am I looking for? Mainsprings. And then hit go. See what I get. There are no results. So much for that. Let me see if I can find the menu for mainsprings. My favorite category are mainsprings. Let me go down here to see if I can find it. My profile. What can we help you with? Help me with my mainsprings. There we go. Way down here. Mainsprings by size. Alright, so the mainspring I'm looking for is this one here. The DBH. So you got to know that. So DBH, mainspring height is required. So I can basically start filling in this. So the height of this mainspring, if you recall, that's the barrel height. I have it as thickness, but height is fine. and 2.9, it's 2.92, but it'll find all the 2.9s. There we go, 2.9, there it is. And the mainspring thickness is, what I put as width is 0.24. I should use the right terms, 0.24, and hit and go and see what I get. And the length, yeah, let me just search and see what I get. I got nothing. So if I just do it on thickness, and even though the height is required, I get nothing. I got to get that 2.9, and I'll X out of the 0.24, and what do I get? I get 2.9. I get a bunch of 2.9s, and I want this is 2.24. So if I go down here, I get 0.23. That's might not be that bad, and it's discontinued and not available. Wonderful! This is why I like to go to this site. so it's 2.92, and I want 0.24. This is 0.23 with a TN. There's 0.22 with a DBH, also discontinued and not available. So what's available here? 0.23, non-automatic, but it doesn't have the right end on it. I don't think it has the right end. There's a 0.225 with an 18 barrel, and I had an 18.8, so that might be right. 18.8. It's 0.225, so it's not as thick as the one I had, but it is correct. So that has some promise, this one here, and it might work. And there's 19 in stock. So far, this is the winner. Let me see if I can just do a quantity of one. I'll just add this to my basket for the heck of it. But the length is 540. So is that right? My math on the measuring of the thing was probably way off. So it's not, I could stretch out that other mainspring and see how far I get. But anyway, so it's 540. It's an 18th barrel, and I had 18.8, so that's pretty darn good. 18.8, and I take away the walls because that is the barrel height, right? And let me just, that's Swiss made, there it is there. 2.92. So I put that in my basket. So let me go back up here again and modify this. So let me go 2.92 and see if I get anything here. No items match. So 2.89. Nothing. 2.88. Nothing. 2.91. Nothing. 2.92. Nope. 2.9, baby. That's the one. So 2.9 does it. And X out on the thickness. And this is what I end up with. Please make sure all your items are selected. Let's just do this again. 2.9, search. There we go. And it found 28 items. So, and I need to have that. There's 2.3, but I needed a DBH and this one here. So that is an old 2.9, it's 0.22, it's not as strong, and 540 length and 18 DBH. So This is discontinued, so I'm in the wrong area here. Let me get back up here again. 2.3, no, there it is there. That's the one I added to the cart. So 0.24 versus 0.225. Yeah, but the barrel width is nice. So I think that is the one I need. Yeah, that is the one. All right, so that basically is the one I'm going to get. And why do I have 0.24 in this search again? I just need this here, and it just keeps coming back with 0.24. Clear. 2.9. Search. And there it is. 2.9 and DBH. This is the one right here. Discontinued. No, I had one earlier. 2.9 and DBH. There it is there. There are 19 in stock. They're probably pretty common for this size barrel. So this is the one I'm going to order. The strength or the thickness of this is not as good, and we've got 540 as the length, so it's able to coil more with a little less thickness. Maybe it'll work better. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to purchase this one here. It's 7.3 pounds, 7 pounds 30 pence. How the British money works, not absolutely sure, but we'll try that. I'll see if I can find something else at Cousins or one of those places too. I doubt it. I really doubt it. So now I've gone on to the Casker website. Is a US company. It does have mainsprings. It has an Elgin mainspring, 18 size, 2 den. Not sure what this means. 2 den. In strength. I always go by the metric strength. So here I've got down below, I've got the length is 211 divided by 2 inches. So I'm not sure what that means either. I wish they would tell you. And the metric width is right. It's 2.9, just like the other one, 2.9. And the metric strength, which is the actual width of the mainspring. This is the length of it, or whatever. I call it the 2.9 the height of the mainspring, and they call it the width, whatever. And it is a dB and a whole, which is a dBH, which is exactly what I needed before. Now I'm up here in Canada, so if I add this to cart and I start going forward and say that I want one of these, and it might be cheaper because the British pound, it was $7 plus $10, or 7 pounds plus another 10 pounds, so that's 17 pounds all up, which in dollars is likely $24, something like that, maybe more. I'm just not sure. It says I get shipping at charge or whatever, but I think this is the right item here. I need to figure out whether I'm going to commit to this or not. I think this is right though. It's 0.22. That is correct for the strength. It is Elgin, and this is a Elgin pocket watch, which is good. And this length is funky. 211 divided by 2, or 211 inches, 211 inches is a lot of inches for anything. So I don't think it's 211 inches. And even if you divide it by 2, that's still ridiculously long for a pocket watch. There's no way that the spring here is 211 inches. So I'm going to do what I never do, because I normally get off Cousins. I'm probably good what I've got. But if this is 100 millimeters, right there, and just stretch that spring out, and then just carry it down a bit and see how many segments of 100 millimeters. There's 200 millimeters. There's 300 millimeters. There's 400 millimeters, a little bit more than that actually. And then the last part of it would likely get me to 500 millimeters. Yep, 500 and change. So 500 millimeters and change. Just stretching this bugger out, right? 500 millimeters and change. What's that in inches? So 500 millimeters is 19.68 inches. So that number of 211/2 inches is, I'm not sure what the hell this is from a length perspective. In the den, I guess, Denison strength of 2. That's the den, I guess, the 2D. So I have found that the Denison strength of 2 is equal to 0.22 in metric. So this is a mainspring gauge strength. So if I do the math on this, and this happened to be the right mainspring, I think it's the exact same mainspring as the other one, it ends up being a total of $31.90 US, and that's the quickest shipping. And it's not to say that I'm not going to be taxed on this at the border. So if I add tax to this, because there's no decent trade deal between the two countries, I end up with another 15% probably on top of this. So I end up with almost $50 for the mainspring. And I'm not absolutely sure it's the right mainspring. So I ended up getting it from Cousins because I know it's the right size. And it ended up being $31 all up, as opposed to almost $50 from the US, with the exchange rate and the shipping and the high probability they're going to tax me at the border. If items are over $20 at the border, you can get nailed for the tax. It's not always so, but I've been nailed many times on taxes from the US. I don't trust it. It's a little faster usually, but ordering from a company causes me issues. Ordering from Dave's Watch Parts is not an issue. So it's ordered, it's done and dusted. So that is good to go. So that's the video for today. So thank you very much. We're going to wait for that mainspring to come in and complete the repair of this watch. I'm JD. Thanks for watching. I need to adjust my hat. Looks way cooler when it's lower. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching my channel.